Sean Henry Scott was born April 18, 1969 in Bluefield, West Virginia. From Sean's humble beginning, it was already apparent that Sean was unique and would be used by God to do something different in his life. Sean was a preteen when his mother decided to move to Columbus, Ohio. Sean's favorite subjects in school were always art and anything to do with music. Sean was also a drummer, as well as in the choir at Mount Zion Church of God in Christ. Sean later would go to high school at Columbus Mifflin, where he would be a part of the band and play the tuba, the clarinet, and the drums. What most people don't know is that Sean could not read music, and he learned to play by ear. Sean, in his 11th year of high school, joined the varsity football team and ran track. Sean was a BC student, but did not graduate with his class of 1987. Sean stayed on until 1988, after football season, where he played and then dropped out of high school. Sean never did get his diploma or a GED. Shortly after leaving high school, Sean started working and playing semi-pro football, attempting to try and reach the National Football League by way of NFL Europe and his sports agent. To stay in shape for football in the off-season, Sean tried boxing and discovered another career option because he found something else he was naturally good at. Sean would eventually have to choose between boxing super heavyweight, where he never lost a fight and won all his matches in the second round by way of knockout, or football in NFL Europe. 20 years old, at a crossroads between dreams and reality, Sean received a phone call that would help him make the choice. Sean's high school girlfriend contacted him to let him know that she was pregnant and Sean would be a father. Sean Henry Scott Jr. was born May 1989. And then April 1990, Shawnee would be born. And then 1992, a Sean would be born. Sean, now a father of 3, decided it was time to be focused on raising his family instead of chasing football or boxing dream. Sean, who was raised in the church by his family, now with 3 children, was feeling the call of God into ministry service upon his life. Sean met his first wife, Karen, in 1991, and they were married in 1993 at Apostolic Faith Temple Church, where they both attended. Sean and Karen has a son who was born April 7, 1994, who they named Devin Henry Scott. At this time, Sean was a father of 3 boys and 1 daughter, and was still trying to find his purpose in life. Sean and his first wife, Karen, lasted about 2 years before Karen divorced Sean and moved on. Sean, at another life crossroads, drew closer to God for direction. Sean got heavily involved in the Church Apostolic Faith Temple and was discovering that it was meant for him to be a minister for Jesus Christ. At the church, Sean met his second wife, Angela, and they were married with Sean's already 4 children. Angela had a son and daughter from previous relationships, but no children came from the birth of the marriage. Unfortunately, because of some drug issues that came out about Angela, she decided she no longer wanted to be married anymore. Consequently, Sean and Angela were divorced. Sean once again found himself at an emotional crossroad. Instead of acting out of emotions and failure in 2 marriages, Sean answered his call into the ministry and began his missionary work in street ministry. Sean quickly discovered that most of the ministers were more interested in being pulpit ministers instead of street ministers. So street ministry is where he focused his energy and training. Sean joined Christian Home Ministry Church under Bishop William R. Craig, where Sean was ordained in 1997 as a church evangelist. Under Bishop Craig, Sean was being trained on how to be a pastor in international missionary work. Prior to coming to Christian Home Ministry Church, Sean was trained by Fred Phillips on outreach and tent ministry, where Sean got hands-on experience in the ministry of helps. After serving faithfully and diligently at Christian Home Ministry Church, Sean was in training to become a pastor. After being released from Apostolic Faith Temple, Sean went on to be an associate minister and helped start a church on the east side of Columbus near a neighborhood called Uzi Alley, known for crime and violence. Pastor Guy Jones and the Ambassador for Christ Church was where Sean learned and served. 1998, Sean met Regina Keys, and in December 1999, they were married. It is now the year 2000. Sean has been trained in ministry under several bishops and pastors, and now is about to be ordained into the pastorate for the work of the ministry. Sean, alongside his new wife Regina, was ordained in 2000 and started the ministry Team Jesus USA. Sean was the at-home parent focusing on the children, and Regina wanted to and enjoyed being a working woman in business. Regina also attended college at Ohio Dominican College, where her major was business. Off and on raising 4 of Sean's kids from previous relationships, Sean and Regina had their first child in 2002, Hannah Marie Scott. Regina stayed home for maternity leave, and afterward she returned to work and school based on the agreement that they had upon their union of Sean being the at-home parent and working on his passion for outreach ministry on weekends. The plan was for Sean and Regina to start ministry and the business that they would be over and build their future on. Soon, Sean and Regina had 2 more boys, Samuel Sean Scott, born in 2003, and 7 Sean Scott, born in 2005. Team Jesus USA was and is the outreach that was registered in Ohio in 2001 as a 501c3 charitable ministry. At that time, Gospel Outlet, the retail Christian store, House of Prayer for All Nations in the Promised Land Complex Church, Holy Rollers, and Glory to God Productions were also registered. Everything was growing and prospering in every area. Sean, now recognized as an overseer or bishop, was training pastors himself to start ministry. In 2005, Sean ordained Stephen Fabian as the pastor of the church, House of Prayer for All Nations in the Promised Land Complex Church. Sean was also the officiant for the marriage of Stephen and Trina Fabian. In 2006, the Ohio City Council, the Columbus Gospel Fest Board, as well as a cloud of witnesses, recognized Sean as an apostle in the body of Jesus Christ for the work of the ministry. In 2005, Sean and Regina bought their first house together, and the church fellowship started officially. At this point, everything was not perfect, but the plan was finally on track and things were falling into place. At this point, Sean was recognized for several community awards and was over 25 different ministries in Ohio and 50 internationally. Team Jesus USA had an outreach center on the east, north, and west side of Columbus. The ministry had several full-time ministers who worked only for the ministry. The ministry had housing for men and women and was about to open a car lot to help people get cars. Also in the plans was a free restaurant for the needy. Sean started 2 full-service barber and beauty shops, one on the west and one on the north side of Columbus, that offered completely free services for anybody who asked or needed. In 2010, Sean ordained Regina as the pastor of their church, the House of Prayer for All Nations in the Promised Land Complex Church, a position vacated by the previous pastor, Stephen Fabian. Regina retired from Chase, her job, in 2010 to become pastor and help build the business to sustain their family. In September 2012, Regina was released from the pastorate position for personal reasons. Sean stepped back into the position of pastor and began the search for a new pastor of the church. In 2012, Regina decided she no longer wanted to be married to Sean and divorced him November 28, 2012. Sean was recognized and honored in October 2012 by the Columbus City Council in Ohio and the Gospel Fest Board as a gospel legend in the arts for 25 years of community service, which was a huge honor to Sean because all he ever wanted to do was help people and share the love of Jesus Christ with his creativity and talents. The ministries that Sean oversees are still alive and relevant in Ohio, as well as internationally, and in 2013, Sean is expanding to Florida to help the homeless. Sean believes in the Bible, especially where it said if you be faithful over few things, God will make you ruler over many. Sean understands that many are called but few are chosen, and he is so honored to be among the chosen to do God's work. God has truly kept Sean through all his relationship failures and kept Sean focused on his life's purpose and journey to finish the work that he called him to do. Sean is looking forward to 2013 and the things that God will use him to do. From birth, Sean was chosen to work for Jesus Christ, and he is determined no matter what to finish his work for him. Sean is actively working on the vision and mission that God gave him from 1995, and Sean believes that one day God will give him his soulmate who understands the convictions of his calling and love for Jesus Christ. Sean has received numerous awards and has been honored by all kinds of boards and denominations. Sean loves his children, all 7 biological and 2 stepchildren, and they are a big reason that Sean is so faithful to God. Some people, when they have personal issues, stop giving to church or attempt to leave God. Sean decided to use those emotions to draw close to God and get an understanding why. Sean is also a published author and writer, a recording artist and producer, an online radio personality, a host of his own talk show, a clothing designer, a leader of his own band, and he is also sole proprietor of a car lot, beauty shops, media company, and fitness training called Temple Maintenance. Every year since Sean started the ministry in 2000, it has grown and been effective in the community. For full proof of the ministry and evangelical work, you can go to YouTube or request a video because everything that Sean has done has been documented by video, starting from 1995 to present. You can contact the ministry by web at www.teamjesususa.com or call anytime 614-723-9770. Through this small bio, Sean just wanted to inspire and educate people that as long as you stay faithful to God and the call on your life, no matter what this life throws at you, you can overcome and be victorious for Jesus Christ. The purpose of this bio was not intended to embarrass or offend, but to bring understanding and clear up confusion. Everything that was shared in this small bio of Sean H. Scott Sr. is public facts that can be accessed through public records. Our prayer is that you can learn from this and fulfill your destiny in Jesus Christ. Finally, Sean would like to convey that it is not over until God says it is over. God bless you. Sean would personally like to thank all the people God used on his journey thus far, especially the late great Reverend Holmes, Bishop Watkins, Bishop Jordan, Bishop W.R. Craig, Pastor Henry Guy Jones, Pastor Fritz Lukinas, Pastor Eddie Parker, Pastor Maurice Traylor, Fred Phillips, his biological family, and his church family. Sean understands that God uses everything and everybody, and he is grateful for it all.